Buoyancy and density.
Buoyancy. This the ability or tendency for something to float in water or another liquid. The buoyant force and upward force, which is exerted from the liquid, um, it's an upward force, so it helps a object to float. Whereas the other force is the gravitational force, which helps the object to sink. Density. This basically means the degree of compactness of a substance. In other words, the amount of volume, the amount of matter packed in a volume. When there is a solid, the matter is tightly packed in the given volume. In liquid, the matter is loosely packed, and in the gases, the matter is scattered in the given volume. You can use this picture for reference. Okay. Rules for floating and sinking. A smaller object displaces less water, so a smaller buoyant force acts on it. A larger object displaces more water, so a larger buoyant force acts on it. A piece of steel sinks, but a huge piece of steel in the shape of a ship floats. When an object is placed over a large surface area of liquid, the buoyant force acting on it is large. This is the way a ship floats in a piece of steel sinks because the ship is covering a large surface area while the piece of steel is not. Well, now for you to answer. You can take a guess on these. Will it float or sink? So the rubber ducky will float, the steel bar will, plastic bottle will float, the steel bowl will float as there's air in that and air's lighter than, and a ship will float as I told you. A computer will obviously sink. A rubber tire should float. A wooden plank would also float normally. And the answers to these, why does the football float? It's because the buoyant force is greater than the gravitational force, which is acting on the object. Um, yeah, that's basically it. Why does a piece of metal sink? So it's basically the buoyant force acting on it is less than the gravitational force acting on it, and the weight is higher than. Yeah. Is a solid denser than liquid? This is pretty basic. A solid is denser than liquid. Now it's the experiment. The aim is to prove that some materials float while the others sink. Materials required: empty glass, plastic jar, water, one plastic object, and a stone. Fill the jar with water. This is the procedure. Fill the jar with water. Place the plastic object and then the stone in the jar. Observation. Observe that the plastic floats, or plastic object floats, while the stone sinks. Conclusion: this experiment proves that plastic objects will float while a stone will sink. Thank you. Here are my references.